You'd rise for Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Aldrich, would you lead us?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Director Ballantyne here. Director Coleman here. Director Morgan's here. Director Allred here. And Director Barney absent. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion. Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes carried. Agenda approved. Item 2, community announcements and public comments for items not on the agenda. Anybody online that would like to contribute?
How many online?
9. Okay, I'm gonna call item 2 complete. Item 3, consent agenda.
Motion to approve A, B, and C.
Second.
Okay, we have 2 motions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so for our first action item, CAL FIRE would like to add in Bunker 281 to their existing lease. They already have an executed 8-year lease, which they executed on February 4th, 2022 for bunkers 37-278, and a land amendment. They would like to add an amendment to add bunker 281 for the remaining term of their lease. We are recommending the approval of the first amendment and authorization for the CEO to execute the agreement with council approval.
And I have reviewed the lease amendment. I don't have any comments on it.
Who's CAL FIRE again, just a refresher?
So
Forest fire?
Yeah.
Forestry?
Are they the ones that, they're not the tankers that fly in, they're just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
okay.
CAL FIRE has aircraft. CAL FIRE has ground crews. They go out, they fight wildfires
I didn't
across
know
the
they had a
state.
lease there, huh?
Yeah, they've been here a while.
What do they lease on the field?
Bunkers,
Oh,
where they store.
okay.
fireworks.
Okay. The ones out northeast.
Oh, confiscated.
Oh, confiscated?
I think we should have a day and dispose of them.
It should be exactly, full burn.
Mandatory. Motion to approve the amendment.
Second.
CAL FIRE.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
But you need to ask for public comment.
Oh, public comment? Okay. So, motion to approve the amendment. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Unanimous. Complete.
Okay, for our next action items B, C, and D, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. These are all tied together. Terrigen, who is an existing tenant and in good standing with Mojave Air and Spaceport, is requesting a 1-year lease with 4 6-month options for building 155 and land adjacent to building 155 as identified in areas H as in hotel and I as in India for additional acreage. So B, C, and D is for 155 and those 2 areas of land. Staff is recommending approval of all 3 of these leases.
And if the board is inclined, you're welcome to approve them in one motion.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, any discussion?
All motion to approve B, C, and D on the Terrigen lease for building 155 land, area H acreage and area I acreage.
I second it. Any comments? Okay, roll call vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, or not a roll call vote, but all those opposed? Okay, the ayes carry.
So do you want me to take this next one or do you want it, Ariel?
I could take it. That's fine. So for item E, Echo, as part of my acting CEO and general manager duties, we are requesting to include HR duties that would normally fall within the scope of the CEO and general manager job description. Those are not included in the initial agreement. And we are looking to continue to maintain staffing here at the airport. So hiring duties specifically to move forward to fill one of our positions here at Mojave or at Spaceport. So recommended action is we approve an amendment of the agreement that I have with the council to include normal HR functions that would fall within the CEO and general manager job description.
And to clarify, those job descriptions are laid out in policy, so it's not something ambiguous that this is what a CEO normally does. It's specified in the personnel policy. It includes hiring, terminating, discipline, and certain compensation adjustments.
Mm-hmm. And why was this not included? I mean, why isn't part of it anyway?
So because RL is in an acting
Right, okay.
role, we defined what her duties were that did not require board approval. So for instance, month-to-month leases, licenses, things like that, and things that did
Right,
not impose
Just to
financial.
reduce the workload.
Yeah, I understand that. And this is something we just overlooked or,
No, it was just at the time we didn't include it,
okay,
but an issue has come up now, and so we thought that we would
sure,
address it.
I understand.
Move to approve it.
Second. Okay. All those in favor?
Discussion.
Public comment.
Public comment? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes carry.
Okay, and then last action item for me. This is the Kimley Horn Task Order 007 amendment request. So we have an existing task order with Kimley Horn to continue services after their contract with Mojave has ended. And part of this part of this task order was to deal with our license to operate a spaceport. As you know, in March, we had a spaceport license renewal that was submitted. Part of the process to apply for that renewal was sorry, I have a helicopter behind me, was the explosive test siting plan. So essentially the FAA is requiring that all spaceports have a explosive siting plan that details and has a scaled map of our test sites, our rocket operations here, and our engine testing here, as well as the mission preparation area over by Straddle Launch. In order to have our full renewal process complete, we do need this explosive siting plan. Kimley Horn already has the majority of this operation, and it was most cost effective to amend the current task order that we have with them and to continue that process than to restart the process with our subcontractor, which would be starting from scratch, and we would incur much more costs.
Okay. Any thoughts or comments from the directors?
Is this an addition to the spaceport somewhere, or do we have an existing explosive area?
We have a siting plan for a couple of our test sites with changeover within the district, as well as different tenants coming in and out. There has been significant change to those test sites, and parts of that site plan are either out of date or missing. And so we are bringing our explicit site plan up to date and to the most accurate with the sites that we have and what is approved or submitted to our ALP. This is a new, while explicit siting has always been part of the 420 licensure process, this requirement for our spaceport renewal has been new. It became known to us in February that it would be a requirement for a renewal, and failure to do so may result in a non-compliance from the FAA. So we are working diligently to ensure that we have that.
Question, what is envisioned to explode at a test site like you're referring to?
Propellants.
Is it rocket testing type of thing?
Yes, for rocket and engine testing.
Well, the Virgin Orbit ones aren't in use anymore, so those could be good spots.
This is for our existing sites. All of our test sites out on the north and east side of our airfield. So I'm not going to list through them, but all of the tenants who currently do testing out in those sites. I believe there's 8 of them out there.
So I make a motion to approve the amendment to allow Kimberly Horn to add the additional tasks.
Understand. Second.
Community discussion. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Unanimous. Carries. Okay, item 5 is CEO report.
Sorry, trying to catch my breath a little bit there. So for our Hager development update, I was able to speak to Dr. Gilkinen yesterday evening. They are continuing to work through the sub package that they're working on for the county. However, they have hit a few unexpected hurdles with that paperwork, but they're continuing to push through. Once they have that sub package prepared, they will submit to the airport, in which I will share with our board of directors. For our operations counts, we had 1,507 total operations in the month of March, down from 1,530 operations in 2023. I was very happy to see that number. I was concerned with the kind of crazy weather we've had, especially up in Tehachapi, that would be a much lower number. I did submit a summary report of all of those operations, which breaks down into types of aircraft, landings, takeoffs, and the frequency in which we had them. Next item, our airports, Western Pacific region is hosting a conference in Torrance, California from June 11th through 13th. They are encouraging airports to share this conference with their stakeholders as well as their board members. Registration is free to attend, and if you would like to join, please send me a link. We did put into the board packet the agenda and some of the technical workshops and items that will be covered in that conference. So if it's something you're interested in going to, I think it's an awesome opportunity to be able to involve some of our stakeholders and our board members to attend one of these conferences and see what's going on within the industry. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in the event center, we are having a mid-quarter industrial and test site tenant update. Typically, we meet with our GA and our industrial tenants once a quarter. We are doing one in the middle of our typical meetings to address a couple of talking points. One of them are the recent changes to policy 700 that were approved on March 19th. We will also be discussing the release of our new emergency alert levels for test site operations, which will quickly get information to the tower when in the event that there is an incident, accident, or explosion at a test site, so we can get them the appropriate response quickly. And Floyd and Lynn will be presenting on SIRS reports and environmental requirements for our test sites. So it looks like we have pretty good attendance from our tenants for tomorrow's meeting. So we're very excited to get that information to them. The next update I have is our water system update. For our Roper Street project, we're estimated to be 75% complete, and they are working on that phase 3 of the project, which is in between Inyo Street and Salvovich Street. I believe, I will have to double check with Floyd, but I believe the last update I got is that project is to be complete with April 26th. And I did just get an update. We have 20 RSVPs for that tenant meeting I just mentioned. Going back to the water line project, the water system hydraulic monitoring, Mead and Hunt, as well as airport staff, are going to visit outstanding tenants who have not provided their water demands to Mead and Hunt on April 18th. Mead and Hunt has already created a draft hydraulic model of the airport water system. Their next step is going to be to input those outstanding water demands to start further evaluating the system's current performance under different water demand scenarios. Let's take a pause for any questions. Okay. So for a couple other Taxiway Alpha Electrical, Mead and Hunt will hold a field walk and meeting with Royal Electric on April 18th as well. And we'll be going over the first construction element to be installed in the next few weeks. First construction element is set to start in May of 2024. They are still encountering issues with lead times for electrical fixtures and materials, and they're anticipating that installation of the new fixtures and the cabling for those new circuits is set to start in August of 2023. 2024. Thank you, Jimmy. Do apologize.
Oh, I know. I know. Is that correct?
Yeah, I read it too, and I said, wow, that doesn't look right. I do apologize.
No, I agree.
All right, awesome. So those are all the big highlights that I have for our construction projects and all of the notes I have for my report.
I apologize if you covered this. Did you do the operation counts?
I did. Our operations counts in your packet will be directly after the CEO report.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Those reports, I'm sure they do this, but they get defined by the hour as far as, so we can go back. Let's say we had a plain crazy weekend or an event. We decided we're going to promote fuel sales to see if we can attract more customers and touch and goes, landing, whatever. We'll be able to look at that report and say, hey, it looks like during this event, it made a difference. Is that
yes?
Fair?
So VerTower, which is our new system that Jason brought on board, can get into really fine details. One of the things I got into a rabbit hole. I'm a bit of a data geek. I love data. So one of the things I got into was how frequently our runways are used, which directions use the most, which runways use the most. And this, of course, helps with fundings, but it does have those time slots. What are our busiest days? What are our busiest time frames? And we're hoping as we have the system more and we're able to develop more information, we'll be able to compare over a longer period of time on what truly defines busy hours and busy seasons versus, we had one particularly busy day.
Mm-hmm.
So we are excited to be able to use that further.
That's useful data. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that completes. We don't have any board committees presently, so we're on to item 6, director comments and items not on the agenda.
Looks like we're close to closing Belshaw. That's pretty close.
Tomorrow, I'll let
unofficially, we do not believe we're gonna be closing the 6 gate beyond the work that we're supposed to do.
So and you
We will
anticipate,
maintain full access to the gate.
okay, it's 36.
36 gate is the double gate that goes into the
The,
By the mailboxes.
yeah, by the mailbox, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh.
So
good,
when
excellent.
Bellshaw closes, Inyo will open, right?
correct.
Yeah, a broker.
Good. Went fast, it seems like.
A little behind schedule, but we're dealing with
Stuff.
very old airport and things underground and carnival.
Yeah.
So, but what we gained today was a few days of makeup, but not that many with it.
Good. Okay, any other director comments?
Oh, me.
Okay, so we'll now go into closed session. And we'll give a summary report when we return.
You're on the ball, Floyd.
Right.
Thank you. Oh, perfect.
Report, please.
Yes, in closed session, council updated the board on the status of Walton versus MASP and the growth matter for the Hangar 75 tenant improvement rent discussion on motion by Director Valentine, seconded by Director Morgan. The board voted unanimously to authorize the acting CEO and Director of Facilities to conclude negotiations regarding the tenant improvements. General Counsel and the CEO discussed threats to public services with the board, and council discussed labor negotiations with the CEO. No other items were discussed and no other action was taken.
Okay, with that, then meeting's adjourned.
Recording stopped.
Here, did you hear that scratchy noise?